Hello everyone, and welcome to my DOL official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After Liam's tumor scam job was revealed, Grace was arrested. Will she go to prison? After Liam Spencer's tumor fakeout is revealed, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Grace Buckingham might be jailed. Will the money grabber end up in prison? It appears that Liam was treated for a tumor that never really existed, based on all the facts that BNB is now providing. Liam's collapse at Bill Spencer's apartment did result in a brain bleed that sent him to the hospital, but everything else seems to have been part of a larger plot. Changing Liam's scan to another one and making it appear as though he had an inoperable brain mass wouldn't have been that difficult. We would say that the medications Grace provided Liam are to blame for his deteriorating health. It appears that Grace has been assembling the elements of this fraud for some time. She proceeded to the last stage when Dollar Bill seemed to cover the cost of Liam's medical miracle. Stated differently, it appears like Grace made up Liam's tumor in order to persuade Bill to cover an unexpected treatment. It's likely that Liam's recent surgery only involved a cut on the back of his head to sell this. Naturally, Grace is rushing to settle previous debt involving her ex-husband, Reese Buckingham. It's clear that Grace feels bad about what she's doing, but if Paris and Zoe Buckingham have been threatened over unpaid debt, she might be defending them. No matter what Grace faces, manipulating Liam and Bill in this way is cruel. Because they had been fearing Liam's inevitable death, Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester are also victims of persuasion. If Liam's tumor was a hoax from the beginning, none of that was necessary. When the inevitable truth is out, you can guarantee that Bill will want Grace to pay. Grace might end up in jail for fabricating Liam's dire illness and persuading Bill to spend a lot of money on an experimental treatment that never existed. If Grace is taken away in handcuffs and put in jail, that will be satisfying. With all the debt turmoil, the show may attempt to make Grace feel sorry for herself, but she should be imprisoned for her crimes. Stay in for more on the upsetting news that lies ahead in Bill's ferocious response, as spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Grace won't get away with this indefinitely. Grace defrauds Bill of $1 million. Is this a false or genuine Liam cure? On the CBS serial opera Bold and the Beautiful, Grace Buckingham deceives Bill Spencer by performing Liam Spencer's surgery, adding a twist. Yes, she received assistance from another medical practitioner. However, she lied to Bill about this dangerous experimental treatment. Bill Spencer was determined to figure out how to save Liam Spencer after watching Bold and the Beautiful earlier this week. But then Bill's $1 million and Grace Buckingham entered the picture. With this covert operation, it appears that Grace is up to more than meets the eye. She also gave off the impression of being desperate to obtain the other doctor the $1 million. However, in this enigmatic change of events, it now seems to be her fee. Beautiful and brave Bill Spencer's pain. Those close to Bill Spencer accuse him of being responsible for Luna Nozawa's killing of Liam Spencer, which causes him to feel a great deal of remorse on The Bold and the Beautiful this week. Liam is recovering nicely from his gunshot wound. However, Liam is now dealing with a different medical issue that was previously determined to be fatal. Bill finds out about Liam Spencer's fatal tumor diagnosis when Hope Logan lashes out at the publishing tycoon. Bill trembles as Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester accuse him of being a bad father. Rich Forrester also discusses how Bill's self-centered actions caused Liam to struggle for his life after Luna shot him. However, Grace Buckingham calmly absorbs all of this.
BNB, Liam Spencer was within Grace Buckingham's purview. Ever since Liam was admitted to the hospital, Grace Buckingham has been closely monitoring him. Even Finn observed at one time that she appeared to be particularly interested in Liam's case. However, why? Grace subtly informs Bill that there could be a chance to save his kid after Liam Spencer awakens from his coma. Then, in the promo for Bold and Beautiful, we see Grace staring at the screen of her cell phone, which shows the $1 million total. Grace informs Bill this week on Bold and the Beautiful that the hospital is not allowed to perform or even discuss this particular experimental operation. She assures Liam and Bill, however, that she has complete faith in her colleague's ability to succeed and give Liam a second opportunity at life. Bill sneezes when he hears that it will cost roughly $1 million. His goal is to save Liam, not to make money. Fans, however, are taken aback when the procedure begins and Grace cuts Liam's head with the knife. Liam was whisked away by Bill and Grace, who were bold and beautiful. In a last-ditch effort to save Liam Spencer, Bill Spencer takes him out of the hospital this week on Bold and the Beautiful. He was signed out as his attending physician by Grace. Since it is against the law to carry out this experimental surgery in a hospital, it is done at a surgical center that they have paid to utilize. Liam gave Bill and Grace permission to carry out this procedure. He is therefore in favor of this. Bill and Grace, however, keep it a secret from Liam's family and friends as well as the other hospital medical staff. Red flags are raised as others begin to realize he is no longer there. But Grace on Bold and the Beautiful feels a little strange. It depicts her checking a text message on her phone that contains $1 million. You have to assume that is her fee after you see who performed the procedure. Years ago, Grace was wed to Dr. Reese Buckingham. He was the physician who abducted Hope and Liam's child. At the time he committed this act for financial gain, she was not his wife. However, some admirers question whether she shares some of his traits. You can't help but wonder if perhaps something was passed down from your previous marriage to this dishonest crook. What did Grace Buckingham do to Liam Spencer, according to the Bold and the Beautiful? What Grace did in that operating room, however, is the true question in this Bold and Beautiful plot. She said that because the tumor was gone, Liam now has a chance. And verifying it with another brain MRI for a before and after comparison is simple enough. Or did she fabricate this procedure by using her scalpel to make a superficial cut on her scalp and then suturing it up? It's possible that Grace Buckingham will quickly flee Los Angeles with the money if she fabricated this for a fast $1 million. Alternatively, Bold and the Beautiful could take things in a different direction. Although Grace couldn't legally perform this surgery, it's possible that she thought she had the expertise to do it. She therefore saw an opportunity to test her theory with Liam. She could never claim credit for the procedure if she performed it because she thought she could and it turned out to be successful. Rather, an unidentified physician emerges as the protagonist. For this miraculous treatment, the doctor who pretended to be clueless about how to execute the surgery will go down in history. Will this plotline ultimately save Liam Spencer's life, or will B&B add more intrigue to the CBS serial opera? Will Liam become dark after brain surgery? Liam Spencer appears to be recuperating on Bold the Beautiful. Will his brain surgery, however, make him worse off? Grace Buckingham informed Bill Spencer that Liam's brain tumor had been totally removed following experimental brain surgery performed by her and the other physician. However, we are concerned about the potential exorbitant expense of this medical marvel. I'm not referring to the money either. We'll explore various possibilities that Liam might wake up a completely different man as a result of this innovative operation that Grace recommended. Will brain surgery affect Liam Spencer's recovery? Bill is currently waiting and pacing after spending a fortune on this life-changing procedure for Liam. Additionally, his son has not yet woken up despite recovering from surgery. Liam might be unconscious for some time, according to Grace, but it appears to be good, and this probably saved Liam's life. Grace informs Bill that they have achieved their miracle, the brain tumor has disappeared and Liam will survive. All of that is fantastic news, but it all seems a bit too simple and convenient. I mean, I was hoping for a last-minute miracle save. That portion doesn't appear to be simple. I simply wonder if there's a chance Grace might have failed to warn them about some potential surgical side effects. Perhaps there will be a twist since, if not, everything looks far too simple. Liam may so be given a fresh lease of life. He will live to be a very old man. But what if he is a completely other Liam? One that isn't the same as the one Steffi Forrester and Hope Logan fell in love with, you know. What if Liam changes completely as a result of this, and not necessarily in a positive way? According to some research I completed, having a cancerous brain tumor and having surgery to remove it might alter your behavior, feelings, and personality. In fact, I had a friend whose husband had a brain tumor. He entered her home like a stranger, and even after the brain operation, he never returned to the kind man she had married. It was pressing on the lobe and had caused some sort of lasting injury, so things didn't work out for them. However, it has been a long time. I therefore wanted to brush up on my knowledge of actual research. Additionally, individuals may experience difficulties making decisions following brain surgery. They could have trouble controlling their impulses. Their social behavior might undergo significant modifications. Certain actions might not be appropriate. I'm wondering if Bill's son is going to change because of this. Bold and the Beautiful, examining possible consequences of Liam's change. The first possibility that strikes me as being quite intriguing is that Liam becomes vicious and sinister. He is the exact opposite of who he has always been. You know, Liam has generally been calm and easygoing. Bill used to refer to his son as a tofu boy who hugged trees. Liam has, of course, had his share of problems on Bold and the Beautiful. He has been unfaithful. He has alternated between Hope and Steffi, but he has never been evil. Sometimes, Liam simply can't resist following his heart, even if it takes him in two different paths, with two different women, or occasionally even intersects with Steffi and Hope. However, I find the concept of a dark Liam to be rather intriguing. Additionally, I've read that Scott Clifton once considered portraying a darker Liam, but they've never actually done it. Will Liam Spencer start to act out and go after Hope Logan? The second possible outcome is that, since he defeated the brain tumor, Liam might decide he doesn't want to waste any more time or days and will instead take life by the horns and become aggressive. This is known as carpe diem, which means he will take what he wants by any means necessary. And taking Hope might be the first step toward that. It's possible that Liam wakes up and starts making huge moves right away after deciding he wants Hope back. He tells Hope to break up with Carter Walton and return to him. We are all aware of Liam's intense love for Hope, and I do think he still feels the same way about her today. It seems to me that Liam simply shoved her at Carter because he believed he was going to die and didn't want Hope to be left to grieve. Liam wished for Hope to lead a contented and loving existence. Additionally, he believed Carter would make a suitable stepfather for Beth. However, Liam might say to Hope, "Listen, I love you," after waking up and learning that he will survive. You have my undying love. You will always have my undying love. You have my desire. Get away from Carter. Select me. Furthermore, Liam may be extremely pushy and put pressure on Hope to choose him if the tumor or operation that is pressing on a crucial area of his brain changes his personality. Liam might behave in a way that Hope isn't familiar with. Additionally, we might witness Liam becoming fixated on Hope if she continues to date Carter. And it might be really dramatic. Could Dollar Bill be channeled by Liam? Examining Liam's potential change. Therefore, Liam might start acting more like his father Bill, which would be the third way he changes. We all know that even in their darkest moments, Liam and Wyatt Spencer have never been as cruel as their father, who will stop at nothing to make money and seize what he desires. Bill will run anyone over to get what he wants. Therefore, it would be intriguing if Liam woke up exhibiting the worst qualities he got from Bill, but he was always restrained. You know, Liam got what he always wanted from Bill just before the procedure. His father expressed his affection for Liam and his pride in him in an honest manner. Things would be fascinating, in my opinion, if things were reversed and Liam essentially became Bill and treated his father the same way Bill had treated him. It would be a massive karmic slap for Liam to act like Bill, which would be cocky and arrogant, like a snack-sized replica of the dollar bill, and belittle and make fun of his father. Therefore, I believe that everyone would be shocked if Liam emerged from this as Dollar Bill 2.0. Is Liam going to go after Steffi Forrester again? Finn's and their friendship's effects. The second way Liam might deteriorate is if he betrayed Finn, who is now a close buddy, and Liam resumed his pursuit of Steffi. You know, throughout this medical issue, Finn and Liam have developed a sincere bond. They are truly fond of one another. However, this newfound connection with Finn would be ruined if Liam became a genuine jerk after the surgery and began following Steffi. And Liam and Finn might start competing once more. Steffi would be furious. Finn would, too. Since they don't want Liam to be in the middle of them again, I believe that many fans would detest it. I think the outcome would be awful, but never say never. It would be a soap opera. Amnesia twist, will Bold and the beautiful Liam forget his past? The final item is a common soap opera cliché. After undergoing brain surgery, Liam develops, wait for it, amnesia. He might awaken with no recollection of his identity, his life, his father, Bill, or anybody else. If Liam forgot them, everyone would be appalled, especially Bill, who recently spent $1 million on this miraculous medical treatment. In fact, I would like to see Liam awaken from this procedure in a different state. I believe it would be amazing to watch him turn black, chase Hope aggressively, or channel Bill. Those possibilities are a lot of fun. The thought of Liam pursuing Steffi once more would make me very unhappy. Furthermore, I don't think I'd like to see Liam suffering from amnesia. Soap operas have used that plot so much. The ideal situation, Liam reverts to his former self. In the best-case scenario, which is also the least dramatic, Bill waits and Liam awakens as the same adorable little vegan that everyone knows and loves, but with his cancer cured. That wouldn't be all that intriguing, of course, so we'll have to wait and see.